I love Dragon Ball. I have watched and played most Dragon Ball media. I love the series. A sentiment that I hear quite often when people discuss Dragon Ball, specifically Dragon Ball Z, is that the Buu arc is bad. Well, looks like I gotta grab my big sword and to defend this arc, because it is not bad. Recently, I watched Picora, a VTuber, play Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and she moved me. She reignited a spark that compelled me to start writing something about Dragon Ball. A prevalent topic that caught my interest was a few videos that I watched which called the Buu arc bad, or just pointed out its flaws. To preface, I don't think the Buu arc is the best Dragon Ball arc, Cell arc, but I view it as the funnest arc in the series, and it might have flaws, but those are not as bad as people make it out to be, and overall, its shortcomings have reasonable arguments. The Buu arc has so much to enjoy that the only way that you could start to hate it is to nitpick or cherry pick details in it. Every arc in DBZ or anything can be nitpicked or cherry-picked to be bad. I judge something as a whole, and if the overall arc was decent and enjoyable, then that should not be considered bad. I will be looking at some of the complaints with this arc, then looking at some of the highlights. I will speak about the beginning, middle, and end. By the end of the video, I hope you understand why this arc was more fun than bad. I have no contempt towards the maker of those videos because their content was entertaining and enjoyable. It reminded me of eating ice cream when full. Like, you don't want to eat more, but you just can't stop. So no hate, I just love the Buu arc, and I want to show why. And if I miss anything, let me know. The non-stop yap shall now commence.
領域展開
7 years have passed since Cell. An era of peace is now in motion. Gohan is now enrolled in high school. This beginning portion of the arc gets a lot of criticism for feeling out of place and not interesting. For those people, I have to say, come on, we get Videl and Gohan having crime fighting fun. The Great Saiyaman introduction, which was just comedy gold to me. This beginning portion feels like OG Dragon Ball with how comedic Akira Toriyama was writing this portion. I understand that it fell off from the previous arcs, but this is a time of peace, so I enjoy the comedy aspect of the beginning portion. I see it perfectly embodying the peaceful era it is in, and it having an OG Dragon Ball feel makes sense, because the beginning portion of OG Dragon Ball didn't really have any world-ending stakes. The funniest part of this was seeing Gohan come to his own character with the Great Saiyaman. The way I describe this is slice of life Dragon Ball, and to me, that is when Dragon Ball shines a way no other series can for me. A new world tournament. Goku returning for one day, a new threat of the wizard Babidi. Alright, this is where things get fun, because they introduce a lot of stuff here. So, this portion's criticism goes as follows. Z Fighters didn't take the threat seriously. Super Saiyan 3 is an asshole. Supreme Kai is just ass. And Goku was trying too hard for the next generation. In their defense, the Z Fighters were on top of their game with 3 Super Saiyan 2 level characters minimum. And the fact that the Supreme Kai kept hyping up the next guy but he kept sending out also added to their overconfidence. Super Saiyan 3 was kind of an asshole. But Goku did train in Otherworld for 7 years, so it kind of makes sense that he got stronger and somehow found a way to surpass Super Saiyan 2. But Supreme Kai was ass, there is no defending that. Goku trying so hard for the next generation, though, is a flaw of his. And because Goku's goal is finding a successor to save the planet, which makes him hesitant to defeat the enemy at every corner, people see him kind of just failing in this arc. This is a character arc that Goku goes through, so yeah, I kind of like him having this flaw, because it gives him more depth by allowing Goku to fail and learn, and realize that he himself has to deal with this and not put it on someone else. Now, for the best parts of the middle portion was the introduction of the Fusion Dance, which was a great concept and also giving Goten and Trunks something important to do in this arc. Also, Majin Vegeta was phenomenal in moving Vegeta into an interesting role in this arc by making him still bearing his Saiyan pride and him fighting Goku again, which was peak. Also, Vegeta's last moment gives him one of the most iconic self-sacrificing scenes that puts tears in most Dragon Ball fans' eyes. They just can't. Super Saiyan 3 is also one of the coolest looking transformations in the series, with making Goku look more primal and also giving him an intimidating aura from no eyebrows. And Buu being a mental child was a fun twist. And also when Mr. Satan starts living with him, come on, this is comedy gold. Alright, the biggest complaint in this arc is taking Gohan from the spotlight and making him fumble. To this, I kind of see how it makes people dislike the arc, because they set up Gohan as the main lead of this arc, then proceed to make him fumble and then make Goku win. So if this is your complaint, then you're kind of valid. But the rest of this segment is just amazing. Come on, we have to admit this. Gotenks turning Super Saiyan 3 and fights Super Buu was more than we could ever want. Mr. Satan even manages to have a perfectly good role. He becomes more than a gag character and uses his fraudulencies to his advantage in this arc with the Spirit Bomb. The Tora fusion is one of the most hyped scenes ever. Vegito shows up with an immense aura and stomps on Majin Buu, who just absorbed Gohan and just destroys him. Then Vegeta's speech about how Goku truly is stronger than him and him accepting that he isn't him is such a him moment that it makes his whole character journey beautiful. And Goku using the Spirit Bomb that had all Earth's energy was sick and most likely the best Spirit Bomb we will ever get. That was the most climactic way to end Kid Buu. So I understand why Akira Toriyama chose to end this arc like this. Seeing some of the OG Dragon Ball characters give their energy is peak as well. It seems to Satan saving the day and Goku turning Super Saiyan for the Spirit Bomb was pure hype and peak. I know I overlooked Majin Buu, but I think he's a fine enough villain on his own, and it's fun to see fight because of his unique abilities. The Buu arc is just a fun ride with some high highs, but some occasional low of lows. Overall, I give this arc a 10 out of 10 with nostalgia, yay! But realistically, a 9 out of 10. Just to appreciate the amount of things Akira Toriyama experimented with in this arc, and he still managed to tie a perfect ribbon, not a perfect, but a decent amount of ribbon that made it satisfying to see. Please leave a comment on your favorite Dragon Ball arc, and subscribe if you can. I've been Mini Dragon 21. Peace.
The strongest Martian is born!